Hello, Sagittarius. Something extraordinary is happening in your energy right now, and I need you to really sit with what I'm about to tell you. There is someone who has wealth, stability, and abundance in their life, who has become completely captivated by you. Not by your appearance first, not by your social status, not by what you can offer them materially, but by one specific quality they've observed in you. One thing about who you are as a person that has stopped them in their tracks and made them think, that is the person I want in my life, permanently, completely, without hesitation. And what makes this even more incredible is that the quality they've fallen for is something you probably don't even fully recognize as remarkable in yourself. It's something so natural to you, so effortlessly part of who you are, that you've never thought to consider it extraordinary. But to this person, it's the most extraordinary thing they've ever encountered, and it's making them want you forever. Before I tell you what that quality is, let me tell you who this person is, because you need to understand the full picture of what's coming into your life. This is someone who has built a life of genuine abundance. This is not someone who talks about wealth or pretends to have it. This is someone who actually has it. Maybe they built it through years of disciplined work and smart decisions. Maybe they inherited it and have grown it further through their own efforts. Maybe they're at the peak of a successful career that rewards them at a high level. Whatever the source, this person is financially stable in a way that means money is not something either of you would ever have to stress about together. They have the kind of abundance that creates freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of choice, freedom to pursue what matters without the weight of financial anxiety pressing down on everything. But here's what's important about this person's wealth. It hasn't made them happy the way they thought it would. They've discovered what a lot of wealthy people discover, which is that abundance without the right person to share it with is actually a very lonely thing. They have beautiful things and beautiful spaces and beautiful experiences, but they've been going through all of it without someone beside them who truly understands them, without someone beside them who makes all the beauty feel meaningful instead of just impressive. And then they encountered you, and something shifted, because you have something they've been missing, something they couldn't buy, something they couldn't achieve or accomplish or acquire. Something that only exists in the naturally gifted souls who carry it without even knowing how rare it is. What is this one quality that has this wealthy person completely captivated? What is this specific thing about you that has made them decide they want you forever? It is your authenticity, your genuine, unfiltered, unapologetic realness. In a world where so many people perform and pretend and curate and carefully manage how they appear, especially around people with money and status, you just show up as yourself. You don't change your personality around them. You don't become more impressive or more palatable or more agreeable just because of who they are. You say what you think. You feel what you feel. You laugh when something is funny and you're quiet when something is serious, and you're curious when something interests you. And none of it is calculated. None of it is strategic. None of it is designed to win them over. And that authenticity is absolutely magnetic to someone who is used to being surrounded by people who want something from them, who treat them differently because of their wealth, who perform their personalities and manage their impressions, hoping to gain access to the resources or the status that comes with knowing a wealthy person. This person has learned to be guarded because of that. They've learned to be skeptical of people's intentions. They've learned to hold themselves back because they've been burned by people whose interest in them was really interest in their money or their connections or what their name could do for someone's career or social standing. And then you came along and you looked at them and you saw a person, just a person, with thoughts and feelings and flaws and dreams and insecurities just like everyone else, and you treated them accordingly, without performance, without agenda, without that subtle but unmistakable energy of someone who's trying to impress or extract or position themselves. You were just present with them. Just genuinely interested in who they are underneath all the wealth and the status and the success. And that experience of being truly seen without being exploited, that experience of being treated like a regular human being by someone who makes them feel extraordinary at the same time. It's unlike anything they've experienced with anyone else. Here's what this person has been doing since they encountered you. They've been thinking about you constantly, and I mean constantly. You're in their thoughts when they wake up. You're in their thoughts during meetings that require their full attention. You're in their thoughts when they're in beautiful locations that should be holding their focus, but instead remind them that they wish you were there, experiencing it with them. They've been talking about you to trusted friends or family or a therapist or anyone who will listen as they try to make sense of what's happening to them. They've been trying to figure out how to approach you, how to express what they feel without it coming across as overwhelming or presumptuous, how to let you know how they feel without the complications that come with their financial status, making everything feel complicated. Because they're worried about something. They're worried that when you find out the full extent of their wealth, or when it becomes more visible, it might change how you treat them. They've experienced that before. They've had people who seemed genuine suddenly become very interested in them the moment they understood the financial picture more clearly. And they can't bear the thought of that happening with you, because you're different from anyone they've met, and they need you to stay different. They need the authenticity that captured them in the first place to remain the foundation of what you build together. What they want to tell you is this: they want you in their life permanently, not as something casual or temporary or undefined. They want you as their partner, their companion, their person, the one they share everything with. And when they say everything, they mean it in every sense: their time, their experiences, their future plans, their innermost thoughts, their fears and their dreams, their world, and yes, their abundance too. Not as a transaction, not as something they're dangling to attract you, but as a natural extension of building a life together where both of you contribute what you have and both of you benefit from what the other brings. Here's what your future looks like with this person if you choose to open the door to what they're offering. And I want to be very clear that this is your choice entirely. Nobody is choosing anything for you. But I want you to see what's possible. What I'm seeing for your future together is a life that has both depth and beauty, both substance and comfort, both genuine emotional intimacy and material abundance. You're going to travel together to places you've never been. Not rushed tourist travel, but slow, intentional, immersive travel where you have the time and the resources to truly experience wherever you are. You're going to have a home that feels like a sanctuary, somewhere beautiful and peaceful and full of warmth that reflects both of your personalities. You're going to have time, something so many people sacrifice in pursuit of money. But because of their financial situation, you're going to have time to actually live, to be present with each other, to pursue things that matter to both of you without the constant pressure of just surviving. But more than the material aspects, what I see is a profound emotional partnership. This person is going to know you, truly know you, and you're going to know them in a way that their wealth has actually made harder to achieve with anyone else, because you're going to see them as they are, not as what they have. And that's going to create a bond that money can't manufacture. That genuine, deep knowledge of each other, that real intimacy is going to be the foundation that makes everything else sustainable. Now let me talk about why your future specifically has captivated them, because it's not just who you are right now that has them convinced. It's where you're going. This person is perceptive. They're intelligent. They know how to read people and evaluate potential. It's probably part of how they've achieved what they've achieved. And when they look at you, when they observe your trajectory, when they see the direction you're moving and the growth you're experiencing and the person you're becoming, they see something remarkable. They see someone who hasn't peaked. They see someone who's just getting started. They see someone who is going to do things and become things and create things that the world is going to recognize and celebrate. And being part of that journey, witnessing that becoming, supporting that growth, that's something they want desperately. Because wealthy people often feel like they're on the other side of their story. Like the exciting part of becoming has already happened, and now they're just maintaining. And the idea of being beside someone who is in the midst of their becoming, of being chosen by someone in the beginning of their full expression, that's incredibly exciting to them. You represent possibility to them. You represent aliveness. You represent the kind of future that makes them feel like the best chapters of their life haven't been written yet. Here's what I'm picking up about how this person is going to make their move. They're going to be thoughtful about it. They're not going to be flashy or use their wealth to impress you initially, because they understand intuitively that that's not what captivates you. They're going to try to connect with you on a human level first. They're going to create opportunities for real conversation, real moments. They're going to ask you questions that nobody else asks you because they're genuinely interested in your answers. They're going to remember everything you tell them because what you say matters to them. And slowly, through this accumulation of real moments and real connection, they're going to let you know how they feel. And when they tell you, when they finally express what they've been feeling, it's going to be sincere, it's going to be humble, it's going to be completely absent of the arrogance that you might expect from someone with their level of success. Because with you, they don't feel like a wealthy, impressive person. With you, they just feel like a person who's completely in over their head with feelings they didn't see coming and desperately hoping you feel something similar. I want to address something that might come up for you when this person makes their intentions clear. You might feel intimidated by the wealth disparity. You might wonder if you're in the same league. You might worry about what other people will think, or whether the relationship is balanced, or whether you'll ever feel like equals. And I need to address that directly and honestly. Equality in a relationship isn't about matching financial contributions. It's about mutual respect and mutual investment and mutual commitment to building something together. This person doesn't want someone who matches their bank account. They want someone who matches their soul, and you do. The quality that captivated them, your authenticity, your realness, your genuine human presence, that's something they can't put a price on because it's priceless to them. What you bring to this relationship is not less than what they bring. It's different. And different doesn't mean less. You bring something they've been unable to find despite having access to everything money can provide. You bring realness in a world that's shown them mostly performance. And that is worth more than anything in their portfolio. Here's what you need to do with this information. First, allow yourself to be open to this possibility. Don't preemptively shut it down because of wealth disparity, or because it seems too good, or because you have beliefs about what you deserve that are smaller than what you actually deserve. Open your heart to the possibility that someone wonderful and abundant has seen something extraordinary in you and wants to build a life with you. Second, stay authentic. Don't change who you are now that you know someone wealthy is interested. Don't perform a version of yourself you think they want. Don't become more impressive or more polished or more careful with your words. Stay exactly as you are. Because exactly as you are is what captivated them. Exactly as you are is what makes them want you forever. Any deviation from that authenticity, however well-intentioned, is going to undermine the very thing that drew them to you. Third, take your time. Don't feel rushed or pressured. This person wants you forever, and forever doesn't need to be established in the first 3 conversations. Let the connection develop naturally. Let the trust build organically. Let yourself genuinely get to know them and allow them to genuinely get to know you. Because the foundation you build in the beginning is what everything else rests on. So take the time to build it properly. Fourth, bring your standards. Don't lower your expectations just because someone is wealthy or because you feel grateful for their interest. Wealth doesn't exempt anyone from the basic requirements of being a good partner. They still need to communicate well. They still need to respect your boundaries. They still need to show up consistently. They still need to treat you with the care and the consideration and the tenderness you deserve. Having money doesn't make someone automatically good, so observe them. Pay attention to their character. Watch how they treat people who can do nothing for them. Watch how they handle conflict and stress and imperfection. And make sure what you see matches what you need. What I'm also seeing is that this person's wealth is going to open up experiences for you that are going to expand your worldview significantly. You're going to see things and go places and meet people that broaden your perspective in ways that are going to have a profound impact on your own path and your own ambitions. The exposure you get from being in this person's world is going to accelerate your own growth. It's going to show you what's possible in ways that inspire and motivate you. And that growth is going to happen not because of their money, but because of the doors their world opens and the experiences it provides. Here's what I see for you 12 months from now if you embrace what this person is offering. You're in a relationship that feels unlike anything you've experienced before. Not because of the material aspects, although those are lovely and real, but because of the quality of the connection, because of how known and appreciated and seen you feel, because of how this person shows up for you in the quiet, ordinary moments that reveal someone's true character. You're in a partnership that supports your own dreams and your own growth, that celebrates your achievements and supports you through your challenges, that makes you feel like you have a home in another person. And you're also in a different financial reality, not because you've become dependent on someone else's money, but because being free from the stress and the pressure of financial struggle has allowed you to focus on your own path with a clarity and an energy you didn't have before. You're creating, you're building. You're pursuing things you couldn't pursue before because the basic stress of survival was consuming too much of your energy. And you're thriving. What I need you to understand is that this isn't a fairy tale. This is real. This is the kind of thing that actually happens when you've done the work on yourself and you carry genuine, authentic energy and you've built a character that people of substance recognize and value. This is the result of being real in a world full of performance. This is the reward for never compromising who you are, even when that felt difficult or lonely or less impressive than being someone else might have seemed. You've always been exactly who you needed to be to attract exactly this. You didn't need to be richer or more polished or more strategic or more impressive. You just needed to be you. Authentically, consistently, unapologetically you. And that you has attracted someone extraordinary who sees your worth clearly and wants to invest in your future together completely. So open your heart, stay true to yourself, take your time, but stay open and receive what's coming to you with the same authenticity that attracted it. Because what's beginning is genuinely beautiful. A wealthy person who sees beyond wealth to what actually matters has looked at you and decided that you are what actually matters most. They want you forever, not for what you have, but for who you are. And who you are is extraordinary. Who you are is rare. Who you are is exactly enough to inspire forever. Have you sensed someone noticing you in a deeper way lately? Have you felt like someone in your life sees qualities in you that others have overlooked? Have you been feeling the energy of something abundant moving towards you? Drop a comment and share what you've been experiencing. And if this reading touched something deep in you, if it confirmed something you've been quietly sensing, please subscribe for more intuitive guidance. Something wealthy and wonderful is moving toward you. Someone who wants all of you forever is about to make that very clear. Stay authentic, stay open, and receive the abundance that's always been meant for you.